second round of the MTA New South Wales Rally Championship took place in the beautiful Mitta Valley in the heart of the Victorian High Country. This round would be combined with the Victorian Championship, but the bonus for any of the Victorians is they automatically score points in the MTA New South Wales series. The rally is divided into two heats. Heat 1 consists of just 2 stages south of the Mitta township. Special Stage 1 is a 14-kilometre uphill section on typical tight, twisty and technical high country forest roads. With overnight rains, conditions would be tricky, and Warren Lee in the Mitsubishi Lancer would be the first to retire with mechanical issues. This left Lindsay Wright in the WRX as the first Victorian to finish Stage 1.
It was pretty grippy at the start, so got the confidence up early, but then it started to slip up through the back end. So a couple of little corners nearly caught me out, but I caught him, so it was all right.
Franco Luisi in the Evo Lancer also struck problems in SS1.
We've lost all gears and had to select 4th gear and try and get it out of stage, and in doing so I think we've burnt the clutch as well, so not a great stage. What do you do?
Andrew Remora was in another Evo and had made the trip from New South Wales to further develop his driving and the car. But at the end of SS1, he wondered if he was in a rally at all.
It was like a big drift session. It was a bit slippery. But no, we only had one little boo-boo. I'm a bit behind on power. I think we've got a bit of a boost leak as well, but no, it'll be all right. We're just learning to drive the car.
He was 8th in the 37-kilometre Stage 2, and that's where he finished the heat. Matt Lee is the current leader of the Victorian Championship and was obviously hoping for a good result here to extend his lead.
Probably familiar in the Commodore, but driving the WRX in something that tight is a very new experience for me. That was hard work and slippery.
But looking at the results at the end of stage, he was only just inside the top 10 and surprised by the fastest time.
Yeah, that's just talent, because the conditions, it still would have been slippery for him. So to take a minute off us in there, that's 4 seconds a K. That's a good driver. That's what that is.
A flat tyre in SS2 would drop the WRX driver down the leaderboard, dashing any hopes of a top result and points from Heat 1. Ben Hayes in the Subaru WRX was the quickest of the Victorians. He was 3rd in SS1 with a time of 12 minutes and 53 seconds.
Really enjoyed it. Tight, slippery, definitely keeps you on your toes, so good way to start.
He went on to set another 3rd fastest time in SS2, equalling the time of Tim Wilkins and finishing the heat just 1 second ahead of Wilkins in 3rd. Tim Wilkins had a closed pattern tyre to start the event and only just made it through Special Stage 1. He was a second behind Hayes.
Very slippery, a bit more than expected. We actually had an overshoot and had to reverse back. Thought I was bulked for a second, but time to get used to these wet conditions. I've never driven a wet rally before in my life, so see how it is on the next one.
SS2 was quite wet and still struggling for grip. He did well to equal Hayes' time, but was a full minute behind the leaders, and by now his confidence was low and he opted for a change in tyre pattern for Heat 2. It was the Lancer Evos of Tom Clark and JJ Hatton that would dominate the first 2 stages.
Flying finish on right bend, slow.
Clark taking the first stage win with a 16-second gap back to JJ Hatton, who was clearly in his element by the end of SS1.
Geez, that stage is like, it's loose, slippy, trees, leaves. I should have went more in the gym, you know what I mean? It's flat, it's left, right, left, right, left, right, slippy, grass, you know? Love it, sliding all over the place. It's great fun. I even tried to keep it straight, but the ground is so slippery. I was sliding, I overshot in one corner, but other than that, it's a good first stage, I think.
Hatton would take the stage win in SS2 with a 3-second margin over Clark. But the Heat 1 victory would go to Tom Clark and Ryan Preston.
Incredible stages, really enjoyed them. Bit slippery in the end of that second stage. It was sort of to a point there where we had to back right off because it was just out of control, but had a blast.
Okay, goes left. Goes left. That's it. Well, you beat Darren Windus's time.
Really, in the wet? We must be going fast.
So that's Heat 1 of the Borders Oil and Batteries Mitta Mountain Rally. Make sure to look out for our next video where we'll cover all the action from Heat 2 and the final podium positions.